I'm very impressed by the number of people here since yesterday. I think it's a great venue. We've got for you a couple of very first-class speakers. We're going to speak about innovation. What's new is the session called. I'm very curious to see what they're going to bring you, and I'm sure it's going to be appealing for a lot of you. Let me announce the first speaker is Venkatasubramanian, and I trust you, I had to practice the name. Venkat is working for Galata, is in charge of as Vice President for the sales in APAC, and he will talk to you about different solid tin systems.
Outset, I would like to thank the organizers. Every time I come to this event, I'm amazed about the energy that Nidhi's team has. Always busy, always active, running around, you know, getting the people on board, you know, trying to put the things together, you know, really appreciate. And later on, maybe you can give 2% of your energy to me. Moving on to the topic, a difficult session, I must say, as I told in the beginning, but in one of the slides, I would use probably my wife's contacts just to engage the presentation more. So my topic would be on performance enhancement on using solid tin stabilizers. And you see another colleague's name. He's Pat Evans, who's our global technology director, and he's based at Canada, Ontario. First of all, a couple of slides about our company. You see our product portfolio, probably the most broadest product portfolio in terms of additives, right, for the PVC industry. I'm not going to read through this, but the key ones are plasticizers, which most of you might not be aware. We have a very big business in US and also in Germany. And as far as the stabilizers are concerned, we have the entire range starting from the mixed metals, which is calcium zinc, solid tins, liquid tins, and also yesterday there was a speaker talking about no zinc. I think it was Mr. Seth Birla New Pipes was talking about
Thank you, Nidhi and team, for a wonderful conference. Though I have a request, next time can we have it in Goa, please, if it's possible.
That is the agenda as of now.
Okay, great to hear that. Also, this time I have taken a slightly different topic, more on the mindset and less technical. Especially you guys just had lunch. I don't want to bore you guys with technicalities. So yeah, let's dive in. So today I'm going to talk about how quality and sustainability basically goes hand in hand, and how quality is very important when you talk about sustainability. So when sustainability gets talked about, these are the three things, that is mostly the words that are mostly used, right? One is the material origin, whether it's fossil fuel or renewable. The second is carbon footprint, how much carbon emission or carbon has been utilized for, that product. And finally, recyclability is a very common term that gets thrown around whenever sustainability gets talked. However, there's an important thing that gets left out, and which is just as crucial when you talk about sustainability, which is why I'm going to evaluate sustainability from a life cycle perspective. Here I'm going to cover more on the product when it lands in the customer's hand, and all the way towards when he finally discards it. So more on the customer experience while he uses the product, which includes durability, maintenance, and what is the overall life of the products that is being talked about. So let's take a generalized view on common piping solutions.
Here's our disclaimer. Unlike my friend from Galata, our lawyers put our disclaimer first. So I guess in this case they get the first word as opposed to the last word. I will open the talk with a brief mention of Solstus, which was already been told to you, which is a new company name, and then dive into the subject matter with common rigid PVC production issues and how the lubricant can address those issues. I will then switch the discussion to CBVC and talk about other offerings, and particularly a newer one-pack solution that we have some lab data, and then I'll wrap things up. A brief overview of Solstus. Solstus, a new beginning. Solstus Advanced Materials formed at the end of 2025 with the split off of the materials business of Honeywell from the mother company. So Solstus went from a 40 billion company to a 4 billion materials company listed on the NASDAQ. The specialty additives business, which I represent, is one of about 6 or 7 businesses in this new company and consists of the AC brand polyethylene waxes and the Riochem lubricant blends used in PVC. These products are produced in the Americas. This year is the 70th anniversary of the AC trade name. So we have a long history in this business. There's a few other businesses worth mentioning since they're in the plastic space. Solstus also makes Spectra, which is basically an ultra-high molecular weight polyethylene. Its strength to rate ratio is greater than steel. It stops bullets, and it's used in bulletproof vests. They also make Aclar film, pharma packaging blister packs. This is a PTC or PCTFE polymer.
I'd also like to extend a warm thank you to Nindi and the organizing committee for the opportunity to present on the PVC, high temperature PVC automotive cables and the transparent PVC solutions with focus on market trends, global standards, and the latest developments in stabilizer technology. Let me begin with a brief introduction to Sunnice. Sunnice is a Japanese origin PVC stabilizer manufacturer established in 1940. Today we operate across 12 countries with 22 global facilities supplying a full range of PVC stabilizers. Our strength lies in consistent quality, technical expertise, global support, enabling PVC processes to meet evolving performance and regulatory requirements. Here's what we'll cover today. First, the global cable industry landscape and market trends. This will also include an overview of cable markets in China and India. This will be followed by the application of high temperature PVC in automotive cables and the role of transparent PVC in non-automotive segments. We'll then examine the key requirements of the ISO 6722 for automotive cables. After that, we'll review the key formulation components such as plasticizers and fillers. And finally, we'll explore the Sunnice's latest stabilizer developments for both automotive and transparent PVC cable applications. The wire and cable industry continues to expand across the automotive, industrial, constructions, and power sectors. The key growth drivers include vehicle electrification, particularly the rapid growth of hybrid and electric vehicles, the increasing wiring density in modern vehicles driven by added electronics, sensors.
We're going to talk about tin stabilizers, what they are, what they're not, and then go into a couple case studies. So at the start, there was talk about the Guru positioning system. So when it comes to stabilizers, and specifically organotins, PMC Organometallix is definitely one of those global gurus. We're a global producer of methyl butyl and octyl tin stabilizers. We're the only global producer producing all 3 of those on the same location, compared to having those distributed across different sites. We're also a producer of organotin catalysts, fine chemicals, glass coatings chemicals. We have a global presence all over the place, and then we have distributors in various local markets. The history of PMC Organometallix, the site that's in the corner, that's our Carrollton site, that's where we finish our stabilizers. That site was actually opened in 1958. So 68 years of producing in that facility. Carrollton operates as kind of a self-sustained city. The only thing that comes into the site is natural gas and electricity, and everything else we handle in-house. The history of that site goes even farther back to Morton Salt, which was founded in 1848. My friends from Dow should remember Morton. Morton became Morton Thiokol, and then that combined with part of what was the Cincinnati Milling Company. So the Cincinnati Milling Machine Company started in 1889. They formed together, created a Cincinnati Millicron Chemicals Company, which became Rohm and Haas. Dow then purchased Rohm and Haas. PMC then purchased the stabilizer business from Dow. So it's a long history, 178 years if you go all the way back to the beginning, and I'm proud to be a part of it.
Thank you for that. Ladies and gentlemen, we will come to the next panel. Actually, before we say bye to you, we have two panels. One of them is